Hey guys, it's Tommeh.
What's up, YouTube? This is Dr. Popcorn McBurger.
Ladies, there's enough cock for both of you.
Yeah, that was Rocky. So anyway, welcome to this rant on the recent Storm Sellbot HQ Toontown Rewritten update. This is just a quick update, or a quick rant, per se, on the stupid move of TTR to try and recreate Storm Sellbot HQ, which was initially an event that stemmed so much carrying and caused so many low tunes to think that they could actually do the VP.
Yeah, basically, it was an epic fail in TTO, and it's destined to be one in TTR, if not worse. So, yeah.
So basically, if any of you guys remember from TTO, if you played back then, if you're not like a 9-year-old child, you would remember that Storm Sellbot HQ was an event where Flippy's Doodle, or someone's Doodle, I think it was Flippy's, apparently chewed on some power lines in Sellbot HQ, somehow did not die from electrocution, and managed to severely
Yeah.
cripple the efforts of the Sellbot Towers and the Sellbot Factory, which made VP runs ridiculously easy, having cogs only be up to level 6, I believe, and they made it so any tune, regardless of laugh or gags, could go into to the VP, even if they did not have a suit.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it was from the start. I mean, the whole concept of drawing in players, like from that standpoint, it's well, not from TTR standpoint, but in TTO, I mean, that was a good business move. Um, at least it appeared to be anyway. But it was an epic fail. But if carried out correctly, I think it could have been a useful event. But kind of like Storm Lawbot, which was a community based event in I believe 2007. That was actually good. That was actually a good event, and not an epic fail. But when Disney tried to do it, it was an epic fail, and it's going to repeat itself. And we'll get to that later in this rant.
So the biggest problem of Storm Sellbot was not exactly like the event itself, because I mean some of us actually had some fun with it. We were just like, the VP is easy enough, this will be even easier, and we just picked up like, I think they gave crappier SOS cards as well.
Yeah,
Is that
they did.
correct?
They did. That was a problem.
Yeah,
They gave the rate on good
It
SOS.
was it was a big middle finger if you wanted to go SOS shopping for that week.
Or
yeah.
if you just wanted a challenge at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of the immediate effects, but the real problem was the after effect, which was with so many tunes like below 30 laugh who weren't even Ubers trying to go into the VP who would, I mean, assumably win. Like, if the cogs are only level 6, I don't see how anyone could die under those circumstances. After the event ended, they found that they wouldn't be able to VP because they did not have a Sellbot suit. So what did they do? They all got carried through 10 factories and challenged the VP again, thinking that they could
And
just
off.
take it all over
Hey,
again.
Tommy, can I explain the science behind this?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm actually just doing this off the spot, but this is what I think. Now, as a business move, as Tommy said, it was smart. It was to attract in either new or free players to some member content. If a new player or a free player sees it and plays it, and they might say, "Oh, I want to do that easy VP again. That was really fun. I'm going to ask my mom or my dad to buy me a $10 membership." So by seeing the VP and experiencing the VP for the first time, on top of thinking it was easy, what the players wanted to immediately do after they got their membership was run and try to get to the VP as soon as they can. They ignored tune tasks partially, probably. They ignored
They
gag
did.
training, and all they wanted to do was go to that same thing they had fun in just a couple weeks before because it was free, the VP. And as Tommy is about to explain with Anthony here, that's what led to a lot of people quitting and a lot of noobs infesting the game.
Yeah, like I mean, here's the biggest issue with Storm Sellbot. Okay, the game already has enough carrying issues, like with people getting carried all the time and then thinking, okay, we're good enough to do this and we can do it on our own, and then they die, or people being entitled and then trying to piss others off, and this only got worse with TTR, promoting such behavior. but we'll get more to TTR a little bit later. This is more focusing on TTO. But yeah, I mean, like we said, it was a good business move seemingly, but it was just carried out horribly and pissed a lot of players off, a lot of the new players, because they couldn't, they were kind of lied to and led on to believe, that like it was going to be easy, and it wasn't. So yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of a shit show overall. In fact, there's not really much good to say about it, but if you look at this page that I just pulled up, it's the Toontown Wiki article of the original Operation Storm Sellbot. It says that...
I'll keep that in mind as well, sorry.
Because I forgot the date of it. It was actually done in 2010. And in my opinion, that's around when the game started to kind of like hit the fan. Like when shit started to hit the fan. So,
yeah. I mean, it went downhill with... Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, like, that seemed to be around the time when it was, like, the turning point, like...
Yeah, like,
I
you
don't
got
know,
terrible, yeah.
When was the hacking crisis? When did that happen?
The same year, actually.
Yeah.
Same year? Alright.
Like, from my standpoint, like, I mean, it was never at its peak anymore once Speed Chat Plus came out. That kind of messed it up, but yeah, I mean, what really made it become pretty bad was, the hacking and all that, and
Yeah.
around the time of this event.
But it's just coincidental because that marks just a year of Toontown shit. Don't you think? And after that, even less updates started to come out because, like, 2011, we barely got anything except for, like, accessories, and then 2012, nothing. And then I think was it in 2012 or 2013 that closed down?
It closed down September 2013, so we're coming up in about a month or so, a little over a month here on the 2-year anniversary of it closing.
Whoop!
Oh, no, I gotta say something. So some watching may be confused as to why did Disney exactly stop working on the game, and as Tommy said, it is correlated to the event, but I'm going to explain specifically how. When more noobs started to play, as you might have seen Frizzy Dog and Pop's video about the same subject a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's a good video.
Yeah, it's a good video. Annotation to these guys is probably in the description if you guys remember. Anyways, caused a lot of players to leave. Now, we see a timeline of events here. I'm going to explain it. Disney was working on new content. They were. The field offices. They had Sellbot field offices and then the ones for all other classes of cogs. So they were working on stuff. But right after Storm Sellbot HQ, why didn't they release anything? Because they saw that deep decline in players and thought, it's not worth it to keep contracting Jesse Shell and to keep contracting Shell Games to keep working on these field offices when we're just making less money. Okay? Why would Disney, who we know from concept art and we know from leaked models and leaked images, why would they be working on all 4 field offices and even working on maybe more stuff, but then just stop right around when this event happens? That's not a coincidence. It is because of this event that they stopped working on that content, which, they were in the middle of creating.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, not only did this event, like, create shitty players, more shitty players, like Rocky said, it made people quit. Like, a lot of people quit, just because, they were lied to, in TTO. And, we'll tie this into TTR here in a little bit coming up. But yeah, Tommy, did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, my big question is, why the hell are they bringing it back in that case? Because, like, this is just like the icing on the shit sandwich or the shit cake or whatever this is.
Yeah.
But I gotta say one thing, there actually is a bright part to this. And if you scroll down on the Toontown Rewritten post on their website, you'll see that they put Toon Tasks up. Now, it's not exactly the Toon Tasks that are really the good things because, I mean, it's just making more noobs want to go into the VP. But if you look at the reward, double XP for 3 hours is one of the listed ones. That's actually not exactly a bad thing. Just because when you think about it, like, we need some of the noobs to train their gags.
Oh, yeah.
And we need people to stop being so shitty. So maybe, just maybe, during those 3 hours, they'll think, hey, maybe I can just go out and train my gags and actually, like, get better at this game before I go on and complete Old Man's Task, before I trouble people with my non-max sound before I go into VPs and expect to be fucking carried when I have only one max gag at 110
or less,
laugh.
or an average gag of level 5 or 4. I mean, but yeah, Tommy, you're looking at the one lone bright spot in the dark shit cave there, man. That's
And even
yeah,
even then, it's a tiny one. Like they say, these special toon tasks will give unique rewards such as merits, double XP, cog disguise parts, and SOS cards. I'll be interested in seeing how many merits they give, because if it gives like maybe 3,000 or like 2,000 merits, like that might actually be a good idea. That might actually not be bad. Now, cog disguise parts, ooh, that just saves people in the factory a little bit of stress, but also gets the noobs a little bit closer to actually doing the VP, which is not what we need.
Yeah, and if you think about it, this event is like right up Toontown Rewritten's alley, considering, they've gotten to the point where they ban the smart players and the players that know what they're doing in favor of catering to the noobs, because they like, if you don't let a noob, for example, if Toon has been banned before for something like not letting a Toon train his gags in a VP because it's not being a team player, according to TTR, which is utter bullshit. And because the Toon training his drop in the VP is the one not being a team player, not the Toon trying to work as a team and pick the proper gag for the situation. But so this is right up their alley, and like in TTO, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing they will be giving, I believe in TTO there was some reward for those tunes that carried the most.
Speaking of that reward, I'm sorry to interrupt, Anthony, but that reward, ironically, was already given out at the previous carrying event, where if they saw you, like, helping a noob with a building near Sellbot HQ, remember that event? It would automatically give you the same suit.
Yeah, back a long ways back, yeah. Quite a ways back. I don't know when, but yeah, I do remember that, Rocky.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there's going to be something along those lines to, get you to carry some people that don't need to be doing the VP in the first place. But this is stupid. But anyway, go on, Tommy.
So I just have one last thing to say, and it kind of involves two things that you just said, Anthony. You said catering to the noobs and training gags. Now that I look at these toon tasks, what happens if someone completes one of these tasks, gets double XP for 3 hours, and thinks, I might as well go VP while I still have the chance, and now that I have double XP, let's train my gags in the VP.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my god, that is horrible.
Yep. Therefore, there are no good parts to this entire thing. Double XP, unless the toon is smart and maybe says, hey, let's step away from the VP and actually do some decent training on my own, maybe with a friend if they're actually going to tolerate my ass. But no, for the majority of the toon population, they're probably just going to go right back in the VP, spam their fucking cream pie slice, get no experience because they'll die eventually.
Yep.
Unless they're carried, then they'll get like 72 or something.
Which they could have gotten like within 2 minutes in a building, but yeah.
So, yeah, I take back what I said. This is, well, it's hard because this could be good, but it's most likely going to be bad.
It's 99% bad, and a 1%.
There's all sorts of things that can go wrong.
Yeah, and like, my thing is, why have the event in the first place? This is a free-to-play game. Why do you need to be showing people... Okay, let's just 95%, I'd say, or probably greater than 95% of the people that play this game played Toontown Original. And I'd be willing to bet that at least, 70% total have done a VP sometime in their life. So what is the point of trying to show them something they've probably already done and nerfing it? Like, what good does this do? You're not.
That would have done good for TTO, and they had a reason to.
They're not trying to sell anything in TTR, so why... They're not trying to sell the game. Like, if you want to play the game, you've heard about the game, most likely, so there's nothing to sell. You know about everything, so what is the point here? Just to piss all the high tunes off? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
So, in fact, you keep saying great things, Anthony. Pissing off the high tunes. Now, you look at what the entire community has kind of been asking for in the past, which has been things to make the game harder, things to cater
Yes.
to the veteran players. Like, what is this doing? It's allowing noobs to go into the VP. It's allowing noobs to get double XP for the gags that they have not trained, unlike the max tunes. It is allowing noobs to just get things that they shouldn't have already without any hard work. Entitled, stupid, low, and useless. Once again, thank you, TTR. You have done a fantastic job.
And to like go on with that point you were making, that's the reason, because not only did TTO or Disney fail at this, but the TTR staff failed at this as well. Even worse, making the game more challenging. That's the reason, or they're not even making it more challenging. They're dumbing it down. Remember back, I don't know what year it was, but back long ago, the factory was much harder, as was the VP. But they made it easier. They nerfed it for whatever reason. I guess the obvious one, to cater to the noobs, but I don't know why they decided to do it. But yeah, that's the biggest reason, or not the biggest reason, but a large reason why many of the players, of the good players, have all quit. Not all of them, but many have quit. And that's a big reason for that, unfortunately.
Yeah. And the icing on the cake here is, while it did fail for Disney, it's not like the game population went down. Sure, high players quit, but, noobs filled their place. But Toontown are in, they aren't getting an influx of new players. So once a lot of people quit from this event, who's going to fill their place? The population will only go down.
And not only will it go down, the stupidity will rise, because it's the mentality you create. If you create a mentality of carrying, of being entitled towards things, that's the mentality. Like, if you create that as a community, as a staff, then your community will take on what the staff
take it like
out.
this. Yeah, take it like this. If you have a teacher that always gives no homework, you're gonna love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then once you got to get down to business. There's a test coming up soon, or an SAT if you're if you're in high school or whatever. And then that teacher finally says, "All right, kids, you got to get some homework." And it's halfway through the year, your first time getting homework, you're gonna be pissed off because of the mentality.
You're not gonna do it.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's the same concept.
Exactly. That's a great comparison.
Said the black man.
That's an inside joke.
Well, I have nothing else to say. I guess the one last thing I have to say is that last time, the Storm Sellbot was slightly amusing because they made up a backstory. They said Flippy's doodle chewed through the wires and ate shit up, and that's what caused it. But if you look at the website, it just says, our Resistance Rangers also managed to slow down factory production, which has resulted in much lower cog levels available. Okay,
yeah,
how? Great,
yeah.
Explain it. Please, give me, throw me a bone.
Something. Yeah. I don't really care about the story, but, if you're going to do it, you might as well have a good reason for your story.
They could have introduced doodles by this, a new species called a doodle chewed on the wires, and afterwards we get the doodles to help us with the VP.
Yeah,
at least that would introduce something new and useful.
Then it would have had something good come out of it, at least. But yeah, basically what we're getting here is we're gonna get more entitled noobs, pissed off high tunes. You're not gonna be able to do a VP that's fun at all, because it's just gonna be extremely easy. I think it does the VP's jump in the final round does 2 damage. He barely moves. He's slower. The pies do way more when you throw them at him. His undercarriage is open for way longer. Yeah, it's if you want to do a fun VP battle or solo or something, you're not gonna have that opportunity because it's nerfed so incredibly bad, or so incredibly much that it's just ridiculously easy.
Guys,
it was easy in TTO, right? But we know for a fact it'll be easier in TTR.
Yes, we have. Let's just say we have sources, and we know for a fact that it's going to be even easier. And we can't tell you how we know this information or which source we got.
Just trust us. Just trust us.
But trust us, because we're the ones that just speaking the truth here.
So, with that, I don't really have anything else to say except when Storm Sellbot happens, I will relog onto my tune, which I have not been on in 2 months, and I'm going to make a solo of the Storm Sellbot VP and act like I'm the shit and act like it's something really, really difficult, alright?
Yeah, man. You're gonna be like a noob, man. You're gonna feel like a noob, or no, like a good noob, like the noobs feel. You're gonna feel like you're something.
You're gonna feel like you achieved something when you didn't.
Yes, there you go.
That's exactly
what I was trying to say.
that's exactly how all the noobs out there should feel, but probably won't feel because they're gonna think, "Wow, I took down
They
the
feel
VP."
that way all the time, honestly.
They're gonna think, "Wow, I took down the VP, so let's go do it again and again and again and
Then
again."
August 14th shows up. Yeah,
That's when the fun begins.
Yeah, that's when the what the fuck stuff happens.
That's when Goshi appears.
That's when Goshi makes you make a new tune.
Rocky, you would know that.
Rocky knows all too well about making new tunes.
Rocky, do you have any words for Goshi in case he watches this?
Oh, he can't even understand.
Yeah, he
spoken
can't even
English.
understand it.
So.
Well, I think we're getting a little off track here. Even though that's pretty hilarious.
I think we're gonna cut it off there, don't you think?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we probably should cut it off.
Yeah, we're at 21 minutes. I didn't
Unless you
think,
got anything else to add,
I
I
but
was just saying I have nothing to add unless you guys do.
I got nothing except fuck this event,
Yep. fuck this.
and I can't wait to see what happens to the community because of it.
Yeah, and I just all I have to add is basically TTR. You basically are backwards as hell and do everything you could possibly do that is wrong. You do if it's the right thing to do, you do the opposite. Let's just put it that way. So take from that what you will.
TTR is TTO -1.
Sure.
But anyway, I think I'm gonna end the video off there. Thanks for watching this rant. I am Tommeh.
Dr. Popcorn McBurger.
Ben.
Right.
Yeah.
That's legit.
They know who you are. But anyway, we're gonna end it here. At least I am. So peace, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
See you next time.